भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमो पङ्कजमालिने नमो पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रये। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. A reading from Srimad Bhagavat Gita as it is, Chapter 2, entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. Reading from text 42 through 45. Text 42. Yamimam pushpatim vyacham pravadanti avipaschita Vedavarata partha nanyad asti vadinaha kamatmanah swargapara janma karma falapradam kriya vishesha bahula bhogeshwarya gatim prati. Translation. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. Text 44. Bhogeshwarya prashaktanam tayapa hrita chaitasham vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Text 45. Traigunya vishaya veda nistraigunya bhavarjuna nidvandho nitya sattvastho nivyoga kshema atmavan. Translation. The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. Om Jnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namaum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namine. Namaum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine. Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine. Namaum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Tam Gurlangayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So, text 42 and 43, actually here for the first time, Krishna is mentioning to Arjuna regarding the Vedas. Because Krishna is telling Arjuna to give up the karma kanda mentality, or the mentality of using the Vedas for many sacrifices aimed at pleasing, like different demigods. If you do this, you'll get this. If you do that, you'll get that. That's the karma kanda mentality of following the Vedas. And these are done for the purpose of temporary, fruits, temporary benedictions that we, get by just, doing this, you'll get that result. Doing this sacrifice, you'll get that. So Krishna is encouraging Arjuna to fight by appealing to the same mentality, in Arjuna that he now is condemning. He's saying that although previously, Krishna has given this argument to Arjuna that if you fight, you will obtain the heavenly planets. But Krishna is now speaking on a much more higher level. He's taking Arjuna to a higher level. You see, in the beginning itself, it is not possible or it's not practical to start teaching, like a kindergarten child to form sentences. It's not possible. It is not practical. So they have to start with A, B, C. So similarly, Krishna also in the beginning, he started with the basic knowledge, basic things of karma kanda. But now Krishna is saying to Arjuna that now you have to also rise above the karma kanda way of thinking. Like text 44 is saying that in the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Krishna here is directly talking about Buddhi Yoga. He's directly talking about devotional service, which is, Krishna is just giving this as the highest principle. Because sometimes what happens is that when we read sections of the Vedas, which are on the karma kanda level, they seem to be very flowery. They seem to be very promising. That if you do certain actions, this is the result that you will get. So if anyone can follow like that, then they think that, if I do this, I will get that. If I do this, I will get that. So that is something, it's almost like a shopkeeper. When we go to a shopkeeper, even if a child goes and gives some money to the shopkeeper and says, I want this chocolate, the shopkeeper will give that chocolate in exchange for the money from that child. But if the same child goes to the father and says, here, I'm giving you money, you give me chocolate, the father or the mother will say, no, beta, you cannot eat chocolate. It is not, so much chocolate is going to harm your teeth. So the shopkeeper, although they know this principle, but because they are in the position of a shopkeeper, they are bound to give this kind of exchange. They have to give candy in exchange for money, whoever is the buyer. But parents don't do that. So similarly, it is explained that when we approach different devatas, that give me this, give me this, give me that, I will do this for you, I will do this tapasya, you give me this. So the devatas get bound by their duty to give us according to that karma kanda level. But with Krishna, it is completely different. With Krishna, it is that we are just, he is like our supreme parent. He is our supreme well-wisher. And Krishna, he is more in pain when he sees us suffering. He cannot tolerate that. So therefore, Krishna does for the devotee what Krishna thinks is best for the devotee. That is Bhakti Yoga. That is the science of Krishna consciousness. So Krishna here in this text 44 is taking Arjuna to the highest level. He's saying that you cannot be attached to just simple sense enjoyment and material opulence, oh my dear Arjuna, because you will become bewildered by such things. And if you get bewildered by such things, what will happen? What is the resultant action? That the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. It's a clear-cut formula that if we are too attached to sense enjoyment or to material opulences, then we become satisfied in those things. Our life seems very convenient, very nice, very easy, and we just don't feel like, there is a need for practicing devotional service. So that is why these things are considered to be hindrances on the path of devotional service. Krishna is going on to explain. This is, text 45 is actually, text 44 and text 45 has been selected by Srila Prabhupada as two of the 108 important verses. 44 is also an important verse of the Bhagavad Gita out of the 108, and even 45 is one of the important verses from the 108 verses that Prabhupada personally has selected. So text 45 is saying, Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. So what is it? Traigunya means the Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun, goodness, passion and ignorance. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna, that become transcendental to these three modes. Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastho, become free from all dvandva. Dvandva means all dualities. Become free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety. Niryoga Kshema Atmavan, and be established in the self. So how Krishna is saying to Arjuna, he's giving these, ultimate teachings, as a synopsis in this particular chapter, as highlights in this particular chapter. So it's almost like Krishna is saying that, these are the things that are coming up in detail, Arjuna. So please pay attention that these are the things that I'm going to talk about in the later chapters. So my dear Arjuna, this is what I want you to really focus on. And then see this one verse, text 45. Krishna is talking about the three modes of material nature. There's an entire chapter that Krishna has dedicated to talk about the three modes of material nature and how we can really transcend above them, how we can do that, how we can go above and beyond the modes of material nature. Very, very simple way Krishna has described. Devi hi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante maya mitam tarantite. That this material nature consisting of the three modes of material nature is very difficult to overcome, dear Arjuna. But those who surrender to me can easily overcome these three modes of material nature. And next question comes, how do we surrender to Krishna? What is the process of surrendering to Krishna? Krishna says, give answer to that as well. Manmana bhava madbhakto. Madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mame veshashi satyam te pratijane priyosini. That whenever you just come and offer obeisances to me, manmana bhava madbhakto, make me as the object of your life. Offer obeisances to me. And this way, by engaging in loving service to me, you will definitely come to me. You will definitely become very, very dear to me. So this is how Krishna is very systematically taking Arjuna from, from the beginning level, from the initial level. Krishna is trying to transcend Arjuna, trying to show Arjuna how he can actually transcend and go beyond the dualities, go beyond the, the modes of nature. Because Krishna knows that Arjuna is speaking like this, that the confusion that Arjuna has. Confusion comes only because when there is any kind of duality. What should I do? If I think this is also correct, maybe that is also correct. When we are not able to decide between right and wrong, when we are not able to decide whether to go left or whether to go right, that is confusion. That is duality. So when we have the higher understanding, then we will be able to get away with any kind of duality. Say, for example, there is a party tonight. There's a big party tonight. So our mind is saying, oh, should I go? Should I not go? Should I go? Should I not go? There is duality. But then the intelligence says, no, tomorrow is a school day. So I have exams tomorrow. Tomorrow is a working day. I have a big presentation at work tomorrow. So how can I go to this party? I'll party later. But now my focus has to be something else. So when we have the understanding of a higher intelligence, then when we are, putting it in practical, practice, then we can understand that it clears out all of our dualities. It just clears out all of our dualities. So that is what Krishna is saying here in, from 42 to 45. Krishna is basically stressing on this point that, yes, the Vedas, Krishna, in fact, in the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Vedescha sarver ahameva vedya. That the ultimate purpose of reading the Vedas, the ultimate conclusion of the Vedas is aham, to understand me, to understand Krishna. That is the ultimate purpose of the Vedas. So here Krishna is explaining that the Vedas mainly deal with the subject of the three modes of material nature. What does that mean? That means the Vedas are a huge storehouse of knowledge. Veda means knowledge. So the Vedas, they have so much different branches of different kinds of subject matters that are discussed in the Vedas. Ayurveda, the Veda of medicine. Then we have, Dhanur Veda, the Veda of, archery. So many, all these, Viman Veda, how to fly aeroplanes, how to do Vimana, operate a Vimana and all of that. So all of these knowledge is there in the Vedas. Srimad Bhagavatam also is part of the Vedas. Bhagavad Gita is also part of the Vedas. So this spiritual knowledge is also there in the Vedas. So that is why Krishna is saying that the Vedas are a huge storehouse. It's like an encyclopedia of knowledge. Anything that we want to know can be found in the Vedas. But what is the purpose of reading the Vedas? There was a very, very, very funny thing. Once my Prabhu was telling me that he said that he had a friend, in his college days. My Prabhu had a friend, very close friend of his, and he one day, he was a very scholarly kind of a boy, that friend. So one day he came very excited to Prabhu and he said, I finished reading the Vedas. I've read the Vedas. So Prabhu was impressed, and so were many other friends in the college, and he was really saying like that. So then Prabhu just asked him, so well, you read the Vedas, so what is your conclusion of reading the Vedas? And he said, well, the conclusion is, what I have concluded is this, that I, right now, my position is that I'm not yet realized that I'm God. So once I do certain, dhyana, tapasya, if I do all of that, then I will be elevated to become God. That is my conclusion of understanding the Vedas, of reading the Vedas. So then Prabhu was like, come on, becoming God is not really a career option that, people say to, when we ask children, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? And someone says, I want to be a doctor. Someone says, I want to be an engineer. Someone says, I want to be an architect. And someone says, I want to be God. Well, God is not a career option. Becoming God is not a career option. If you're not God right now, you can never be God. The closest that you can be is godly. We can never become God. That is the greatest illusion that people have. So when we don't study the Vedas under proper guidance of a bona fide representative of the Sampradaya, of a bona fide representative of Srila Prabhupada, then these are the kinds of results that we will derive. All nonsensical kind of results. It's simple waste of time. So therefore we are so thankful to Srila Prabhupada. We are so thankful to our current acharyas, who are tirelessly, taking so much effort to simply give us the supreme absolute truth. And nothing, nothing added, nothing subtracted, nothing multiplied, nothing divided, as it is. That is why this is Bhagavad Gita as it is spoken by Krishna, and most importantly, as Arjuna understood it, so that we can understand in the same way. And this is the credit of the Bhagavad Gita as it is, and this is all glories to Srila Prabhupada for giving us this knowledge as it is, so that we can understand it ourselves, and we can also try to share it with others as much as possible. Because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita itself that those who share this transcendental knowledge of mine in the Bhagavad Gita to others, they are the most dear to me. If we want to become dear to Krishna, we must try to share Krishna consciousness, the teachings of the Gita, as much as we can with others. So we'll end here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If there's any questions, comments, or reflections, we can take that now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Very, very beautiful class, Mataji. Very nice, Mataji. I have a question. All the Vedas is referring us to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but I have question. We have to read all the Vedas, no, Mataji. If people who cannot read properly or anything, is there we can just do devotional service and hear from others instead of reading? Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, of course. See, because we don't even know. See, nowadays that entire Veda, compilation of the entire Veda, first of all, is not available to us, But what we have in front of us is the book that Srila Prabhupada has given to us, which is, directly from the Veda. So if you just can read that and we can listen from, senior devotees about these, revealed scriptures, then yes, it's the same result. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji, because I have very hard time. I still read, but I feel I read so a lot of mistakes, but hearing it is easy, right, Mataji, because we make mistakes. So I was thinking I'm not reading right. I was thinking like that. So I just
No. Srila Jayapataka Maharaj, he always says, Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, he always says that if we are not able to read, if we are listening, it is as good as reading.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So in the Bhagavad Gita also, Shri Krishna mentions about all the different kinds of yoga system, like Dhyana Yoga. And today morning's class also, he was talking about Ashtanga Yoga. And so, but of all the systems, Bhakti Yoga is supposed to be meant for Kali Yuga. It's supposed to cleanse us during this yoga. So then why is it that we are all not attracted to the same thing? Why do we all feel like we should go different paths?
Well, see, yes, this is the yoga dharma. It's not that bhakti yoga is for Kali Yuga. There was bhakti yoga even in previous ages too. But yes, the Harinam Sankirtan is what is the yoga dharma for this age. Chanting of the holy names is the process recommended for this age. And not many people are going through that, or it is taking time for them to even take up this process, is because everyone is individual. Everyone has their own set of, their own karmas, their own desires. Everyone is unique in that particular way. So just because we are all born in the same era doesn't really mean that we all will be of the same mind frame. In Oxford University, yes, there are very elite students. But there are some students, even amongst them, who fail in class, So, although they are elite, it is expected that whoever is in Oxford is, supposed to be an elite student. But even amongst those elites, not everyone is getting 100% marks. There's still a topper in Oxford too. There's still a person who is coming last in Oxford University too. Right? So that is the way we need to understand that everyone is carrying their own baggage. And everyone's baggage is different. It's very, very different. And that is what is how each and every one of us are different from each other. At the same time, we are also same. We are same qualitatively, but we are different in quantity. We are all different in our mindset. We are having different minds. Like, when we are saying that we generally, like say for example, I can give you an example of say yourself, that you are so sweet, you are so understanding, you are so caring. I can see all of that. So if I start expecting that, well, Indu has these beautiful qualities, I would want even that other person to have these same qualities. Why do they don't have these qualities? It's because that person is not Indu. That's why. Everyone is different. Even children who are born in the same family, they are having different qualities. They have different natures. Even their own, blood. Even their own flesh and blood. They're different. Why? Why is these differences there? Because everyone is an individual soul. Everyone is individual. And that is how we are, actually. In the spiritual sense, we are all equal. Yes, when we go back home, back to Godhead, in the spiritual sense, we are all equal. At that time, we don't carry any baggage. No baggages at that time. That time, we are having only one baggage, and that is unique for everybody, is that the baggage of Krishna Prema. But that is unique only in the spiritual world. It's not possible in this material world. So, does that answer your question?
Yes, Mataji. Okay, but it raised another. We all have different levels of intelligence. Yes, our soul has, we have a lot of baggage from previous lives. But there is a super soul in all of us, right? So that is the same throughout. So shouldn't that react at some point and tell us, okay, let's come back like what Krishna was telling Arjuna. Okay, forget Karma Kanda. Now let's talk about what is the actual process. What you're actually supposed to do.
Correct. And that alarm clock rings within each and every one of us at some point or the other in our lives. It does ring. It is up to us how much we are accepting it as a fact of life, or how much are we just suppressing it and not listening to that voice. It's just about that. Like how there's a good dog and a bad dog in everyone. When we are, when we come across two paths in life, we always have a choice. We come across, we have the choice to do something, the right thing, or we have the choice to do not the right thing. We do have that choice. Each and every one of us has the choice. Now it is up to us what we are choosing. It is up to us how much we are choosing and what we are choosing. And that is how it is explained that whether we are choosing the good dog or the bad dog, we choose to feed the good dog in us or the bad dog in us. Which one we choose to serve, that one will become, that other dog will become victorious. So if we are choosing the bad all the time, if we are choosing to feed the bad dog all the time, then yes, the good dog's voice will, be like a whimpering sound, and we'll stop listening to it at one point. But then life gives us a jolt. Somehow or the other, life gives us such a jolt, because everything is in some point or the other, in everybody's life, this is a fact. In some way or the other, some time or the other, in each and every person's life, there is a challenging situation. They are faced with a challenging situation. And at that time, if they are given the right kind of choice to turn towards Krishna, then, everything falls in place. So within ourselves, trust me, even those who are not externally accepting Krishna consciousness or whatever, in their heart of hearts, everyone knows that this is the right thing to do. But because of their material attachments, because of the dualities that they are stuck with, the material opulences that they are surrounded with, they are not able to accept it wholeheartedly. They're not able to,
Yes, Mataji, that's right. That's very true. Thank you so much. Can I ask another question?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this, and it's all because we are living under the illusion that this life is it, right? I want to enjoy everything in this life. I want the best of everything in this life. I am not seeing anything beyond it. Also, so that Maya was brought in by Krishna itself. Also duality, like we're talking about, yes, good versus bad, everything, there are two sides to every coin. Everything has two sides. So we are not free on our own to actually easily follow him, follow Krishna.
Actually, Srila Bhaktacharya Swami Guru Maharaj, he says that actually speaking, it is very easy to surrender to Krishna. But it is us who wants to make it difficult, who want to make it so difficult, because we try to take things in our own hands and try to solve our own problems. So Krishna says, okay, be my guest. Less headache for me. Go right ahead. Do it. Try. And we try and we fail. We try and we fail. We try and we fail. And then finally we said, Krishna, please, I can't do it anymore. I surrender. I give up. So why not we do that surrender in the first place? Why should we do that extra endeavor of even taking that struggle of failing miserably? And, because we cannot. We have to accept this as a fact of life, that we cannot solve our problems. And becoming a devotee or surrendering to Krishna doesn't mean that from tomorrow I will not have any problems. Rather, it means that we will get the strength to cope with any situation that comes our way. That is what is needed. Not that problems will disappear, but our attitude to see the problems. We'll see those problems as actually as an opportunity to use and surrender to Krishna. Those situations will be an opportunity for us to engage in more devotional service. So that is how a devotee envisions, problems. Problems are there in lives of devotees. Trust me, there are so many problems in the lives of a devotee. But they just know how to deal with it. They know the easy way out is just surrender to Krishna and continue chanting. Just take shelter of the holy names and Krishna will take care. Avashya Rakshive Krishna E Vishwas. This is the Vishwas that a devotee has. This is the firm conviction of a devotee that Krishna will never leave them alone. Krishna is always there to protect. Come what may, Krishna will protect. That is the conviction of a devotee. So whether that conviction comes after many, tribulations, or if we can accept this, immediately, it's totally up to us.
Yes, thank you very, very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much.